Cara Heiser, Carl Legatte, and Dave Michaelson have around 100 years of combined teaching experience. Cara and Karl are negotiators for the Dickinson Education Association, and Dave has served in that role. As veteran teachers, they've been through a lot, but nothing like this year. Look at this graphic. Dickinson Public Schools are operating in a $1.3 million deficit. During negotiations, the school board asked the DEA team to find solutions if teachers were to get raises for the upcoming contract. The DEA team delivered a shared solution, only to have it rejected.
We did come up with a way that we could do this, and the burden would be shared by everybody, not just teachers, but by teachers and admin and everybody across the board. And that got shot down by the administrators, and that was a very frustrating thing. We found a way that we could try and work together as one unit as DPS, and that didn't fly.
The DEA team continued fighting for its members, eventually reaching an agreement, but not without an unexpected final word from the school board.
And I felt like we were maybe making some progress until the final meeting when our school board accepted the offer, or the counter offer on part of the DEA. It would have been fine and done just to have said, we accept, this is it, let's move on. But their final statement said something in regards to, because we are accepting DEA's counteroffer, you know, and everybody needs to know that we're going to be starting the year out at a bigger deficit. Also, paraprofessional jobs will not be filled, and some certified staff positions will not be filled. Basically, because the teachers did not agree to their proposal, and we countered. One statement in particular said that this was going to put a burden on current employees. And that was bothersome to me because I didn't feel like that was leaving our negotiations in the right light.
Those parting words from the school board left an impression on Cara, Karl, and Dave.
And if you have a school board that is in the position where ours is, where they are deficit spending, then you look at potentially having no pay increase while your health insurance continues to go up. So a teacher could technically take home less in their pocket from year to year if they're not compensated, if there is not a pay raise involved. I think our community doesn't necessarily know what the board has gotten themselves into in terms of their deficit. I don't think the public knows how they've spent their money.
One place money is spent is administrative pay. Average administrator compensation in Dickinson Public Schools is the highest of all the large schools in the state, at over $186,000. The gap between administrators and teachers' average compensation is also the widest in the state, a $93,000 difference.
But we recognize that the DPS is in a tight spot, and we're willing to help with that. But I think the key is we're willing to help. We don't want to be the sole carrier of the solution. If everyone is being asked to do what we're being asked to do, then we're more than happy to do that. That's not a question. And you know, people say it always comes down to money, but the money's nice, but no teacher gets into it for the money. It's about being appreciated and about being respected for what you're doing for the school, for the kids, and for the community.
Michaelson is retiring after 40 years as a teacher and coach in Dickinson Public Schools and says this year's negotiations reminds him how important it is to belong to your local association.
I believed that for 40 years, and I think that's first and foremost. They're the people who are going to go to bat for you. That would be the most important thing, because through all of this, I have found more comfort and peace of mind in being a member of all three levels, the DEA, the NDU, and the NEA. I have found a great deal of comfort, peace of mind, knowing they were there for me. They had my back in a couple of situations. And even if they didn't, every time we go to the negotiating table, those are the people who are trying to get the best for the masses, all the teachers, not just one or two.
In Dickinson, for North Dakota United Communications, I'm Tom Gerhardt.